Thanks for staying tuned to WION. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. This is Speed News. Let's begin. United States military has launched fresh strikes on Iran, targeting locations around Qasem Island and Abadan city, according to Iranian media reports. The attacks came after a brief pause in fighting, with US Central Command saying that the strikes were a response to attempted Iranian attacks on American forces in West Asia. Ukraine's capital Kyiv came under a fresh Russian missile attack early Thursday, hours after President Zelensky warned of a possible large-scale overnight strike. At least one person was killed in Kyiv and 6 others killed in strikes in Kryvyi Rih, with air raid sirens that rang out across Kyiv. Underground metro stations once again transformed into emergency shelters, with families and children and elderly residents seeking safety below. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk in the city of Lublin, where the two leaders discussed defense cooperation and bilateral ties. Following the talks, Zelensky said that Ukraine's security remains closely tied to Poland's security, while underlining the importance of continued cooperation between the two neighboring nations. A US federal jury has found Hadi Matar guilty of terrorism charges over 2022 stabbing attack on author Salman Rushdie. Matar was convicted of providing material support to Hezbollah and other charges related to terror. He is already serving a 25-year sentence for attempted murder and now faces possible life term in the federal case. Nicaragua's National Assembly has proposed a reform that would bar individuals accused of being coup plotters and traitors to the homeland from contesting elections or even holding public office. Assembly President Gustavo Porras announced the proposal during a meeting with military officials, saying those classified under the terms would be prohibited from seeking elected positions. The proposed changes have raised concerns over political participation and the future of opposition representation in the country. Peru's newly inaugurated President Keiko Fujimori has presided over a military parade in capital Lima, marking her first official appearance following her swearing-in. The ceremony featured military veterans, active duty personnel, as well as recently graduated cadets, with Fujimori joined by members of a cabinet and congressional officials as well. The parade included members of Peru's elite command, recognized for their role in the 1997 rescue operation at the Japanese embassy. Bolivian prosecutors have issued an arrest warrant for former President Evo Morales, accusing him of encouraging protests that had disrupted the country. The warrant is linked to an investigation into widespread roadblocks set up during large-scale anti-government demonstrations in recent months. The Attorney General's office said that the case involves allegations that Morales played a role in organizing the protests that affected transport and daily life across Bolivia. Ecuador and Paraguay have signed an extradition agreement aimed at strengthening the fight against organized crime. The pact was signed during Paraguayan president's visit to Quito, where he met Ecuadorian president, with both leaders saying that greater regional cooperation was a need of the hour to combat organized and transnational crimes. Pena even said that the two countries would work with each other through coordinated institutions to address security challenges across Latin America. A court in El Salvador has sentenced several gang members to more than 1,000 years in prison For drug trafficking offences, the lengthy sentences come as the government continues its campaign against organised crime and powerful gangs. Authorities even say that the convictions are part of a wider crackdown which is aimed at dismantling criminal networks across the country. Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro has denied authorizing the use of his image and voice in an AI-generated video supporting his son Flavio Bolsonaro's election campaign. The deepfake video featured a digital replica of Bolsonaro endorsing his son's candidacy, prompting questions from Brazil's Supreme Court itself. Bolsonaro's lawyers said that he did not approve the use of his likeness, though they had said that he had not objected to his children's use of his image for political activities. The court has also warned that the video could have a damning effect and could violate electoral laws and mislead voters, as Bolsonaro remains barred from public statements while under house arrest. Mexico says that it is making progress towards restoring diplomatic ties with Peru following direct talks between officials and both countries. President Claudia Sheinbaum said that Mexico maintains its position regarding former Peruvian President Pedro Castillo, but both governments are working to avoid a complete rupture in bilateral ties. Relations deteriorated after Peru accused Mexico of interference over its decision to grant asylum to former Peruvian official. Sheinbaum said that Mexico's foreign minister had spoken directly with Peru's president and that efforts were already underway to ease tensions between the two nations. Mexico City has claimed a new world record for the largest serving of sandwiches at the annual Torta Festival. Hundreds of cooks worked together to prepare the giant Mexican-style sandwich known as torta that features a variety of traditional ingredients. Officials celebrated the achievement, saying that the event highlighted one of Mexico's most popular and affordable foods. The record-breaking creation was shared with festival attendees as part of a celebration of Mexican culinary culture. The first female Archbishop of Canterbury, Dame Sarah, who has visited Ghana's Estate Kingdom as part of her African tour. Mulele met King Atumufuo Nana at the Manhye Palace in Kumasi, where they discussed faith, history and cultural heritage. During the visit, she praised the king's role as custodian of Asante traditions and highlighted the importance of preserving historic treasures for future generations. The Archbishop also toured the Manhye Palace Museum, viewing artifacts including items that were returned to Ghana from Britain. The death toll from Tuesday's powerful earthquake in Japan has risen to 28. Officials said that the revised figure includes fatalities that are still being investigated in connection with the 7.1 magnitude quake. Rescue operations remain underway as emergency crews continue to assess the damage and search for survivors in the affected areas. Heavy rainfall has caused rivers to swell across parts of Chile, forcing evacuations and triggering emergency responses. In the Mole and Los Rios regions, residents were moved from vulnerable areas as rising waters threatened houses and communities. Emergency teams and the military have been deployed to deliver aid and assist isolated residents. President Jose Antonio has warned that the situation still remains critical, with authorities continuing to monitor affected regions and assess the damage. Strong winds sent beachgoers rushing for safety in Rio de Janeiro as powerful gusts swept across the coastline. People were seen fleeing the beaches as umbrellas and parasols were blown away, while swimmers struggled against a sudden weather change. The storm brought chaotic conditions across the city, with residents caught off guard by the intensity of the winds itself. At least 5 people died due to widespread disruption in Rio de Janeiro's and Sao Paulo's region. Gusts of up to 100 kilometers per hour, brought down dozens of trees, cut power supplies and forced public transport services to come to a halt. Operations at several airports were also affected, with subway services that were suspended that left thousands of commuters stranded. A new wildfire has broken out near a lake in Canada's British Columbia, with crews working to contain the blaze. Footage that has surfaced shows thick smoke rising from the fire as water bombers drop fire retardant over the burning area. Firefighters have been battling the flames as authorities continue efforts to control the spread of the wildfire. Wildfires continue to rage on the Greek island of Crete as emergency crews battle flames fueled by strong winds. 2 firefighters have died while fighting the blazes on Crete, while the third firefighter was killed near the port city. Greece had largely avoided the extreme heat and destructive wildfires that affected other parts of Europe this summer, but the latest fires have triggered a major emergency response across the country. Wildfires continue to spread in Spain's Zamora province, with firefighters and residents working to contain the flames. Crews used water hoses, fire breaks and controlled burns to slow the blaze, while local residents joined the efforts with shovels and water supplies. Authorities warned of difficult conditions ahead, with high temperatures and strong winds threatening to fuel further fires. Several communities have been evacuated as Spain continues to battle widespread wildfires during an intense summer heat wave. Germany's financial regulator BaFin will begin overseeing the use of artificial intelligence at banks and insurance companies after receiving expanded powers. The regulator will monitor AI systems used for customer chatbots, credit assessments and other financial services to ensure transparency and prevent discrimination. BaFin will also have the power to issue fines against companies that use banned AI practices for misuse of sensitive customer data. UK's competition regulator has opened an investigation into Microsoft's marketing of Microsoft 365 subscriptions. The Competition and Markets Authority is looking into whether personal and family users were misled about available plans and ended up paying more than necessary. The probe will examine whether Microsoft actually gave customers clear information about subscription options and pricing before they renewed their plans. Microsoft has faced similar scrutiny in other markets over changes to Microsoft 365 plans and the way it communicated price increases to users. Doordarshan has launched its own drone delivery program, DoorDash Air, after receiving US Federal Aviation Administration's approval for commercial drone operations. The drones will be used to deliver food, grocery items and other small orders, helping the company speed up deliveries while reducing dependence on human couriers. The company says the program developed by DoorDash Labs will eventually be integrated into its app to speed up deliveries and reduce dependence on human couriers. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman met US senators in Washington to discuss the company's upcoming AI models, just days after OpenAI disclosed that one of its AI agents escaped containment during a security test. The rogue AI agent compromised Hugging Face's infrastructure and a customer hosted on Model Labs, raising fresh concerns about AI safety and security. Altman said that the incident was discussed with lawmakers as the US continues to debate how to safely regulate advanced AI systems. US equity futures rose overnight as investors digested the latest big tech earnings and the Federal Reserve's decision to hold rates steady. In regular trading, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 2.19%, marking the blue chip index's worst decline since April last year. The broad index market index S&P 500 plunged 1.5%, Nasdaq Composite fell 1.7%, ending the session more than 10% off its intraday record. Microsoft shares moved 8% higher in extended trading after the software maker disclosed strong fiscal fourth quarter revenue and called for steady 2026 capital expenditures. Microsoft even cited a $3.2 billion gain from its investment in artificial intelligence lab Anthropic. Meanwhile, its Xbox gaming business received an impairment charge. The software maker's shares have given up 19% so far this year, while the Nasdaq index is up 5% year to date. Meta shares slid in extended trading after the company issued a weaker than expected revenue forecast and took a big hit to its cash pile. Meta said that it expects revenue between $61 billion and $64 billion this quarter. With Meta pouring money into artificial intelligence infrastructure, Meta's free cash flow dwindled to $784 million in the quarter from $8.5 billion a year earlier. Meta shares are down 11% for the year, while the Nasdaq is up about 5% in the same period. Samsung Electronics extended its record run with the second quarter operating profits topping analysts' estimates. Robust artificial intelligence demand continued to drive growth in its memory chip business. The South Korean tech giant posted an operating profit of 1,800% year-on-year, while revenue rose 130%. Profit jumped over 56% from the previous quarter, while revenue climbed more than 28%. Indian para-athlete Dilip Mahadu Gavit clinched a gold medal by producing a blistering finish, clocking a Commonwealth Games record time of 10.71 seconds. Similarly, fellow Indian para-athlete Mohammad Basil Mosinga Nakht clinched the silver in 10.83 seconds. The T47 is a 100-meter dash held for para-athletes. Meanwhile, Indian athlete Murli Sri Shankar clinched a second successive Commonwealth Games silver. 27-year-old registered a best leap to finish second behind Jamaica's Tajay Gale, who finished with 8.15 meters. The results now have pushed India's medal tally to 15, with 7 in weightlifting, 4 in para-athletics and 3 in athletics, as well as 1 in para-powerlifting. Ryan 10 Carter has a new job immediately after resigning as India's assistant coach. The former Dutch international has now joined the Kolkata Knight Riders in a global role as a head of cricket strategy. He will also be performing on-field duties as assistant coach for 3 overseas teams: Trinbago Knight Riders, Abu Dhabi Knight Riders and Los Angeles Knight Riders. He returns to the KKR after helping the franchise to 2024 title alongside Gautam Gambhir as part of the coaching staff. Teenage sensation Vaibhav Sooryavanshi continues his rapid rise by climbing 230 spots in the latest ICC T20 international rankings. Sooryavanshi is now ranked 48. The 15-year-old made his India debut against England, becoming the youngest player to don the India jersey. He continued his rapid rise after starting in India's T20 international series over Zimbabwe, finishing as player of the series with 151 runs in 3 innings at a staggering strike rate of 196. Christopher Nolan's latest epic has crossed the $700 million mark at the global box office in just 12 days. The film has secured $727.9 million across the globe, becoming the 4th highest-grossing film of the year. Produced on a budget of $250 million, the blockbuster is already on track to enter the billion-dollar club. With unstoppable momentum and audiences flocking to theaters across the globe, Nolan's latest masterpiece is cementing its place as one of the biggest cinematic events of the year. The highly anticipated premiere of the latest Spider-Man installment took place in London, drawing massive crowds. Lead actor Zendaya and Tom Holland graced the red carpet The recently married couple greeted several enthusiastic fans and posed for the photographs. The event also marked a glamorous evening in the UK capital, highlighting the excitement ahead of the film's wide theatrical release. Following a theatrical run that generated over $1 billion across the globe, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is now preparing for its digital debut. Fans of the beloved video game adaptation will soon be able to enjoy the colorful adventure from the comfort of their homes as a smash hit animated feature makes its highly anticipated transition to streamline services this month. Speaking of Spider-Man, the movie has already released in India. Will be released in India today. The Tom Holland starrer had enjoyed a release earlier in China. The acclaimed partisan drama Main Wapas Aaunga is scheduled to begin streaming on 7th of August, following a successful theatrical run that turned it into a sleeper hit. The film also won the hearts of audiences overseas. The movie, which was helmed by Imtiaz Ali, marked his reunion with actor Diljit Dosanjh after Amar Singh Chamkila. The film also features Vedang Rana and Sharvari as well as Nasiruddin Shah in pivotal roles. It is one of the most talked about dramas of the year. A brand new trailer for Ramayana Part 1 is now out, while the first glimpse, which had dropped in April, centered around Lord Ram. The latest arrival is centered around the antagonist Ravan, which is played by Indian actor Yash. Take a look. We'll get you more on this. The trailer opens with a striking entrance of Ravan in the kingdom of Lanka. Yash makes a dramatic entry when he steps inside the kingdom disguised as Pauper. Few minutes into the trailer and you learn that Ravan is invincible, hence he conquers the entire kingdom and enslaves the people of Lanka. Under the reign of Ravan, Lanka follows one law: might is right. The contrasting visuals of Lanka and Ayodhya lay the groundwork for a compelling character arcs of both Lord Ram and Ravan. Both the places are grand, but not everyone in Lanka appears to be delightful. Meanwhile, Ayodhya is full of soft sunlight and energetic devotees who get thrilled at the sight of Lord Ram. Everything about Lanka is grand as well, but it comes with a soft grey scale. When King Dashrath, played by actor Arjun Govil, announces the arrival of his son, actor Ranbir Kapoor makes his arrival as Lord Ram with his iconic bow and arrow. Actor Sai Pallavi makes her first appearance as Sita. Royalty defines Sita's arrival until she learns of her husband's exile. That is when she appears in simple attires. Ravi Dubey makes his first appearance as Lakshman. Various other characters from Ramayana such as Manthara, Kekai, Kumbhkarna and Supnakha also make their first appearances. The stunning visuals and cutting-edge VFX make the trailer look every bit like a global cinematic spectacle. The background score, which is composed by A.R. Rahman and Hans Zimmer, elevates its grand scale. Ramayana Part 1 is said to be one of the grand releases of Indian cinema this year, with the sequel expected to follow next year as well.
तुम्हारे लिए 14 वर्ष का वनवास